Hey everyone, welcome to the Gate 1 guide for the Kazeros Mordum Raid. I will go over major mechanics and some notable attack patterns. The item level requirement for this raid is 1680 for normal mode and 1700 for hard mode. Completing this raid will give you materials for advanced holding similar to Echidna. I will showcase the rewards for completing this raid on screen now. For battle items, you will bring Dark Grenade, Atropine, and Stimulant if you're playing support. The fourth battle item is optional. If Stagger is on a weaker side, you can replace Dark Grenade with Whirlwind Grenade. At the start of Gate 1, you will fight Theamine with 300 lines of HP, and he will always start with the same attack. He will be in the center and perform a retaliate attack. You want to attack the boss to trigger the follow-up attack, which is a Just Guard that is map wide. Wait for the telegraph to reach the edge, then press G to block the attack. Do not stand in front of the boss, otherwise he will knock you down, preventing you from blocking the attack. After a few attacks, Theamine's sword will turn white, and he will target while slashing a few times, then he will slam the ground, showcasing multiple red telegraphs. If you are hit by the last portion of this attack, you will be stunned for 10 seconds. If someone does get hit by this attack, the boss will follow up with an attack where he does a ton of damage. You can co-op counter this attack, but upon doing so, more annoying patterns would occur. Supports should identify the player that is stunned and provide shields and damage reduction. At 270 HP lines or below, the first mechanic will occur. This mechanic has two parts. The boss will teleport to the center and show 2 red telegraphs that appear twice. Afterwards, a set of 4 telegraphs will occur, with the first set being vertical. The last set of telegraphs will come from the center, overlapping with other telegraphs. These telegraphs explode in reverse order, meaning the fourth set will explode, then the third, then the second, etc. To easily dodge, identify the first telegraph and stand where there are no overlaps. Once the second set explodes, dodge, then go to the boss in the middle and complete the stagger check. Getting hit by any attack during this mechanic will silence you for a moment and also give you a debuff. This debuff will decrease your overall stagger, and this debuff can stack. If multiple people get hit by any of the telegraphs, the stagger check can fail, which will cause a raid wipe. Once you complete the stagger check on the boss, the second part of this mechanic will occur. The boss will show 4 more telegraphs that you need to dodge. You will see a purple stagger bar below the boss's HP line. You will need to stagger the boss before the time runs out. While you're staggering the boss, clones will appear at random edges of the map and do a cone-shape attack. In addition, you will see an attack where clones are surrounding the boss. The safe spot is going to be any of the clones that have their weapon pointed outwards. Every time a clone attack occurs, there will always be a follow-up red line telegraph that you must dodge. Once you complete the stagger check, a mirror will appear at a random edge of the map. Everyone must go to this mirror in time, otherwise you will die. These attacks always occur in a set pattern. You will see clone-shaped attack 2 times, then clones surrounding the boss where you will go to the one pointing out, then rinse and repeat. In between every attack, a red line telegraph will occur. The difference in hard mode is that if you get hit by any of the clone attacks, you'll be banished in a separate dimension where you will need to press G to block his yellow attack or counter the boss to be brought back to the outside. If the raid finishes the stagger check before you come back to the outside, you will die. Once you finish the mechanic, the boss will appear in the center. Then a cutscene will occur. After the cutscene, Phase 2 will start. You will see a map-wide telegraph where center is safe. Your camera will then zoom out, and you will see Theamine riding a dragon. After a moment, the boss will fire multiple red telegraphs that you should dodge. Support should use Awakening and damage reduction in case anyone gets hit. After these series of attacks, a yellow telegraph will occur, and the boss will fly up, attempting to knock you back. Once the dragon is about to fly past you, press G to block the attack. Afterwards, your camera will zoom out further, and you will see a red circle telegraph indicating that the dragon will land. You will be fighting this dragon for some time. He does very annoying patterns. Most of them will increase a purple bar shown on your character. If this bar fills up all the way, you will be imprisoned and someone will have to free you. Once you get the boss to 210 HP lines or below, the next mechanic will occur. The boss will do an attack that will push you back a few times, then he will jump and land on the ground. outside safe, then inside safe. A cutscene will occur, then you will see the dragon at the top, with the outside of the map being covered in darkness. At the start of this mechanic, the boss will stomp on the ground, leaving lines that linger on the ground and will fill up your gauge if you step on them. In addition, random players will have a puddle underneath their character. These puddles should be brought to the edge, as stepping on them will fill up your gauge quickly. After the boss stomps the ground, he will glow for a 2-man co-op counter. Once you succeed the co-op counter, you will see Carmine's dialog box. This is when you will use Carmine's Sidereal, which will trigger a special interaction. After the Carmine Sidereal, your camera will zoom out and you will see a red telegraph. You need to move out of this telegraph as it does a lot of damage. After this telegraph, you will fight Theamine himself for a moment. The attack Theamine does after this mechanic is different for both normal and hard mode. For normal mode, the boss will showcase multiple blue telegraphs on the ground, then a pizza somewhere on the map. Go to the pizza to avoid damage. In hard mode, the boss will move to the center and your camera will zoom out. You will notice a blue aura surrounding your character. You will need to move to the edge and spread out as if you're forming a circle. Then the boss will showcase a yellow telegraph targeted at every player. Place your cursor on the boss and press G to block the attack. If you fail to block the attack, the boss will grab you, then a stagger check will occur. If everyone succeeds to block the attack, the boss will grab a random player with a stagger check as well. Sometimes a counterattack will occur after the stagger check. Once you deal with Theamine's attack in normal or hard mode, your camera will zoom out and you will see a map-wide telegraph where top of the map is safe. Do not go to the top until after the darkness surrounding the telegraph goes away. Once you are at the top of the map, Theamine will appear again and Phase 3 will start. This phase will always start with the boss doing a pizza telegraph attack. During this phase, you will see darkness on the outside. Getting knocked back to the outside does heavy tick damage. In addition, during this phase, the dragon that you see in the back will target a random player. After a few moments, the dragon will fire a laser noted by a red telegraph. However, this laser does not do a lot of damage. There is only 2 dangerous patterns in Phase 3. The first one is when the boss shows a mirror in front of him, aggroed at a random player, with a stagger check that must be completed. The mirror will fire an attack at the aggroed player that they should try to dodge. This attack at the targeted player does a lot of damage. The other dangerous pattern happens at 115 HP lines or below. The boss will show a blue puddle around him, which does moderate damage. Then a lot of darkness pillars will be shown on the map that does heavy damage. Theamine will then hop on the dragon and do a total of 3 attacks. After the third attack, Theamine will hop down and try to grab a random player. If someone gets caught, get close to the boss as an inside safe telegraph will be shown when he slams that player on the ground. The next major mechanic happens at 75 HP lines or below and only exists in hard mode. The boss will vanish with some players getting a target icon on their character. Everyone should gather up in one spot as the boss will appear in a moment showing a quick yellow telegraph. When you see the telegraph, place your cursor where the telegraph came from and press G to block the attack. If anyone fails to block the attack, they will take heavy damage, then the boss will appear for a counter. If no one counters, the players that failed will die. The next major mechanic happens at 50 HP lines or below and exists in both normal and hard mode. Theamine will ride on a dragon and fire multiple red telegraphs. Afterwards, the boss will land somewhere on the map and glow blue for a counter. After the counter, the boss will move back to the center and ride on a dragon again. You will then fight the dragon for a few seconds, then it will vanish and the map will be surrounded by fog. Getting knocked back to the fog will deal tick damage. Dodge the barrage of attacks from the dragon. After a moment, the dragon will fly by, noted by a yellow telegraph. Press G to block the attack. Then the boss will land in the center, noted by a red telegraph. This will begin the last phase of the fight, and there are no more major mechanics. You will need to burn the boss down to 0 to end the fight. And that will conclude the guide for Mordum Gate 1. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Gate 2 and Gate 3 guide will be coming out soon. With that being said, Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.